Hello my good students, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the US Naval Forces going for a total domination victory, thereby meaning we are taking every single base outside of Rabaul, an almost Operation Cartwheel since we're not quite able to take Rabaul there, simply because the game won't bloody allow it, which is a little bit unfair really. So picking up from the previous episode where we did fend off an invasion force coming towards Milne Bay, destroyed an Issei and a Tonne heavy cruiser, which was absolutely brilliant. Very happy we finally picked up a couple big sinkages there in the last couple of days. We've taken a Congo, a Taiyo, Issei and Tonne, as well as a few cargoes here and there to get rid of any potential invading forces, which is absolutely brilliant. So today we're going to be looking at, I think, upgrading Melita to a level 3 airfield as per the previous plan. And then we're actually going to be thinking about upgrading New Georgia, I think, or we can think about invading Santa Isabel. We are currently leaving Guadalcanal to the Japanese so that they are encouraged to send more fleets our way so that we have more action there. As a side note for people to just keep in mind, there is quite a nasty bug in the game right at the moment where Zeros and Wildcats are both invincible. They cannot be taken down at all from my testing. Even tried crashing Zeros into a ship the other day, didn't work, just went straight through the ship. So that's rather unfortunate. Going to be just avoiding them, unfortunately. That's the only thing we can do, because it's going to be such a massively one-sided fight if we do take it to the Zeros, which is rather unfortunate there. But that's unfortunately what we can do. If we update the game, which is the fix, we lose the save file, so we'll have to start all over again. Which I don't really want to do at this stage of the game, if I am honest. So having said that, let's get into the game. So, we do have our cargo ships coming straight over to Melita. How long is that going to take, actually? It's going to take 20 hours. That's absolutely fine. That means by the time it gets over there, they won't have a lot of airtime to cover us. We can see all of these fighters over here, just watching our two Gatos here. It's just something that AI likes to do, unfortunately. They do suggest that there's some sort of carrier up in the north region over here, so we're going to extend our patrols over here, I think. Might actually recall one or two fighters from here and send them back out, because we can see pretty much over there. Take away this one as well. How many Corsairs? We've got 21 total on the deck at the moment, because we have lost a few, and of course do have a few scouting out. Just going to make sure they're not too close to us, because there's definitely something out there. Definitely something out there. It's got 1,200 kilometer range. Just go around like that. That should be okay there. So if there is anything out there, we should definitely spot it. So we're going to recall everything over here. We should already have done that. Excellent stuff. This is immediately after sinking the Issei task force, so we might be able to intercept its retreat with the submarines over here. And whilst we're doing with the supplies, I think we're just picking stuff up again. We might even upgrade Milne Bay's port to level 3 so that we can resupply our submarines a little easier. Might be something we want to do there. Because how long is it going to take them to get back over to Australia? It's going to take like 42 hours just to get over there from here. That's just far too long, really. And of course, if we increase the port level on Milne Bay, we have more defensive power, and we'll have some additive radar bonuses as well, and we will get even more command points for upgrading that. How many, or what's our income looking at the moment? 80 command points per week. Spicy. We should be getting resupplied tomorrow as well at midday, which is brilliant, which means we can think about what we want. We should, if I just look at the costs for it, should be able to get out a Wasp. Where are we? There it is. Yeah, costs 100, so we should get 110 command points. That would be just enough for a Wasp, and then we can get one more destroyer out at least, and this and that can go out to help over here. I think that'd be fine. That'd be very nice indeed. We can get a couple of destroyers out for this task force. That could be our bombard task force, I think. So everything's coming together. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so it appears there possibly was a carrier task force coming from the north of Guadalcanal at the turn of the night. And so the next morning we have gained radar coverage of it. So what we're going to do is Launch some lightnings with some big bombs, really. Can try and hit that very, very quickly. We'll see if we get it intercepted by aircraft along the way. It's quite likely going to be the case. There you go, there you go. We'll zoom in and try and get that. There we go. Straight in. So it's definitely a carrier here. And what have we got? What have we got? Ooh, that might be rather big, actually. That might be rather big indeed. Let's decrease our altitude and decrease our speed so we can get in there. Just make contact with it. So we have. That's probably the last Tayo, but you can see some extra superstructure on it. Don't know if I've seen this before. It might be. Let's just take a look over here. It might be a Zuiho. Did we sink all of those though? It's not going to be a Zuiho, interesting. It's not going to be a Tayo, definitely also Hosho. Let's see. It's not Ryuho. Interesting. Interesting. Just looking at these extra parts of superstructure around here, doesn't look particularly familiar. Well, once we've bombed it, we can posthumously identify it. What else do we have? We have a Tenryu over here. We have a Furutaka. Got a lot of supplies. So it is just the carrier really that's the biggest threat here. So it's not the most major task force, but of course a carrier nonetheless. So let's try and hit that as soon as possible. Just going to dive down, lightning strike, get out, because it will have these fighters, of course, after us. I don't really want to take any losses here, if we can help it. Let's just increase the altitude a tad there. Go in. There we go. There we go. I forgot to take off far at will, so that's just going to have to stop there. I'll just tell everyone to go in and attack this one here. Should be okay. Yeah, attacking one over there. But now the altitude's not ideal, but should be okay to drop from here. There we go. We can do. That's every bomb hit there. Excellent stuff. Cannot have asked for anything better. So we're just going to form up. Once again, increase altitude and max speed. Get out. Just retreat. What do we have then? So they are zeros. Unfortunately, we can't take that fight, as we have previously said. Let's take a report here. Critical to heavy. So we might actually want to stick around here and just watch that. Absolutely want to stick around and watch. So let's just circle round. Probably gets intercepted by the zeros if we're doing this, though. That's the problem. So we're just going to play with our altitudes. Make it higher and lower as we go around. Okay, so we did actually sink that in that strike, and that is a textbook lightning strike. That very, very happy with that. I'm sure they've dropped off the supplies already at Guadalcanal because it does look like they're retreating. But we can still try and come back and hit that. Absolutely come back and hit that. We'll wait for the zeros to die down and we can go straight in once again. So we can posthumously identify that now. Let's go to enemy losses. That might be the last Tayo. Indeed, it was brilliant. We'll just double check that really is the last. Indeed, it is. Tayo, Unyo and Chuyo are now down. So I'm expecting to see the real fleet carriers come out now. Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, Hiryu, the rest of the list, the full list. It's not going to be fun. It's really not going to be fun. But we need to get them down, of course. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is look at launching some Havocs and perhaps with some bombs as well. So we can go in for the supplies and of course the destroyers as well would be a decent idea there. So let's carry on with that. Okay, so the fighters should now have died off. What we're going to do is get everyone in command and turn on all of our Havoc's radar just so we can get some early warning of that. Let's have a look over here. What have we picked up? Just ships again, no worries. I think we're going to go for the hospital ship first with 3 Havocs. And we can go for this Aratama Maru over here with another 3. So I think let's go straight on down. Once again, low altitude bomb there. Go into position, full speed, about 20 to 40 meters altitude there. And this group can do the same with the hospital ship over here. Very honourable, of course, sinking here. Let's go in. Speed that up. Should be fairly easy. The hospital ship, of course, not actually having any sort of AA on it at all. And there we go. Going to tell everyone to just pause, break and attack once again. Brilliant. It doesn't look like our sub is going to be able to catch up with this group. They are retreating south of Guadalcanal at the moment. So unfortunately we can't hit them with that. But it's not to worry there at all. We are going to upgrade this airfield as well. So it will be dominating the Guadalcanal area. Especially if we start upgrading New Georgia as well. We have the site and the aircraft to contend over here fairly freely actually. So we're going to hope these all hit. So it'd be rather embarrassing if they don't. There we go, 3 hits onto the hospital ship. Going to form up with these guys then. Watch over here as we give some orders round, I think. Oh, just 1 decent hit on this Adatama Maru there. We've got 1 dud, which is rather disappointing. But that's okay. What we can do is come back round and strafe it. Like so. Come back round to a decent altitude. Yeah, the hospital ship's sinking, no worries there. Let's form up with these guys. And what we could do is actually go for a Nippon Maru perhaps, or a destroyer. Actually, let's go for this Adatama Maru over here. Let's go for that. Less troops is even better than less fuel, I say. Let's go down once again to a decent altitude there. Skip on over here. That one is sinking actually, isn't it? So let's change over. If we get these onto the Adatama Maru over here, that would be decent. Like that. We can slow down our speed as we get closer to them. Just change our altitude there as well. Just take over manually here very quickly. So we can start turning in. Excellent. And yeah, I think what we're going to do is slow down our speed down to a crawl here. Just a very small crawl. And we just come for an attack at this direction. Not exactly optimal. Could come a little more central to the stern there, but it's no worries at all. The flak and AA now rather minimal in this task force. I've been told the Havocs are very good for strafing, so we shall see about that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just hover around and watch this. Oh, it has actually sunk. Excellent stuff. Just did not hear the notification for that. So that's one Adatama Maru sunk. We're not going to go back for the number 3 here, which we did hit with 1 bomb. Simply because I don't want to lose any more Havocs at the moment, but I do want to preserve those, let those build up to a greater group there. So let's retreat once again. That is a lovely 2 ships sunk and 2 command points there. Excellent. We could go and send in some float planes. Could send in some Mariners or Catalinas. If we really wanted to be vicious there, that would be a decent idea. But what I'm going to do, I think, is actually leave that now. What I want to do is actually leave these planes alone as much as possible, because we do only have 4 lightnings here and we should have much more than that. Should have about 6, I think, on there. I want to let that replenish without losing any lightnings before that. So let's carry on and just upgrade this airfield then, I think. And we can remove this map note over here and see what else is about today. I do apologise, guys. I'm a very fickle person. I've changed my mind here. But I've had to change my mind because they're actually not retreating from Guadalcanal. This means that they're going towards it, which means that they are actually putting these supplies on there. They've not done it already. So we are going to try and sink at least this Adatama Maru here. Finally, make sure they don't get any more troops onto Guadalcanal, which is what I am most worried about. So we're going to pull down, come round. Once again, low altitude bomb. We've taken 2,000 pound bombs once again. So we just go in, hit that, come straight back out. We should be okay there. Start turning in ourselves here. Let's go at a more acceptable speed there so we don't overshoot anything. And that should be okay there, actually. We could just tell them to break an attack from here while we're guessing there. Excellent stuff. I'm not pressing the right buttons here. There we go. Would have been rather disappointing there. Massive mistake if I had misplayed that. Would have been very, very upset. I would not have realised what had gone wrong at all. There we go. We're going to get a decent hit. Yes, we did indeed. That should be going down for sure. So let's form up once again. Already climbing there. That should be going down, but we'll take a report. Yeah, critical to critical. We might be able to get an oiler as well, actually, with these lightnings. We go for that. This is the number 5. No, where is it? Did lose it. There we go. It's this ship over here, the Nippon Maru. This is number 6 there. So come round from the flank once again. Dive down. That'd be good. Actually, we go to a slightly higher altitude there. Do you see it there, guys? Do you see it there? In the very, very choppy sea state. What sea state are we on? 6. We have come into contact with that group with our destroyers. Might as well use the rear torpedoes here, actually. So we're going to try doing that. We're going to hit, hopefully, the foot attacker here. But we do need to keep contact with that. This is going to be a tad difficult here. Because we need to keep sight with it. Just give me 2 seconds. We're going to turn round, I think, with this particular submarine. I think we'll be okay here. Put our scope up with the flying fish as well. Break off from formation to get some more freedom there. Turn on our radars there. And we will target the foot attacker. Identify that. Where are we? CA, foot attacker. Great stuff. We might even get the drum onto the Tenryu over here. Can give that a go. There we go. We can fire 4 torpedoes from the rear tubes there. Just make sure those are activated and we're not firing from the front torpedoes. So we're going to fire 4 from that. So go make that true. We'll go a 2-degree spread to begin with. We'll turn back around once again because I'm overshooting that. Let's get our rears on there. Like that. Try and keep visual sight on there because we are going to lose them. Don't know too much about the angle there though, actually. We might just want to turn around even more. So I'm going to skip ahead to when we're in what I would consider a more ideal solution there, more ideal position. Okay, so I think we're doing quite well here, and because we are using our rear torpedo tubes, of course, we are already escaping. And with the choppy seas here, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to spot us, even without a thermal layer to hide under. So that's what we're going to go for. Yeah, let's just go for it, I think. 4 torpedoes, 2-degree spread onto the foot attacker with our flying fish. I think we're going to fire from the drum first because the torpedoes have that much further to travel. Do need to keep sight on it like this for them to pop up on the map there. Just give us a second. And you can come up. The water really getting in the way there. Let's fire off before we lose track of that again. Should be okay there. That should be them about done. Cool. We'll let those travel for a little bit, and then we can fire with our flying fish as well. Yeah, look at that going out. This sea state is absolutely ideal for keeping us hidden. Absolutely ideal. I'm going to swap over to the flying fish now, and I think we will fire out. So we've got a 90% solution there. Really, really ideal. Really, really ideal. Just let that fire out, and then we'll dive down, I think. Should be done now, actually. Yep, that should be it. Let's dive down. Okay, so we only got a couple hits on the Tenryu there. And we can see these torpedoes coming from the foot attack. It looks like it is going to dodge them. We've just given it a little too much time to think about dodging there, unfortunately. But the trajectory seemed a little off to me anyway, to be honest. It is going to dodge these. You can see it's just going to undercut them there with this turn, which is rather unfortunate. So we'll see what... We'll take a report on the Tenryu there. Heavy and heavy. It might go down if they develop. Could turn our submarines round and get some forward torpedoes off if we're greedy. Might be able to there. In fact, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I haven't actually told anyone to go up just yet. So let's bring the flying fish up to periscope level and re-establish contact over there. We are going to have to turn around, of course, so let's do that. Just speed up a tad here. There we go. Let's get our scope and radar on. Yeah, we do have our rear to them, so just going to keep on with the fast forward there. Bring up contact there. The Tenryu is running away. Actually, it's not actually stationary, so we're not going to be able to hit that, unfortunately. It is rather unlucky there, so I think we're just going to leave there actually and see if these develop at all. Doesn't look like they've got an idea where we come from there, so actually we're going to dive back down and get out. Scope down once again, back down to 60 meters and leave. We'll slow down, cause less cavitation with our subs as well. That would be a good idea. And I think we can leave. Because that is getting on top of the fires. As you see, they're not roaring on midships there as they used to be. Which is rather unfortunate, but we did only get 2 hits there. 3 would have absolutely done that, I think. So we can leave there. But just before that happened, we did get resupplied. So what we're going to do is absolutely get out a Wasp for the Milne Bay protection. Not going to be the most active CV if it is going to be around there, but it will be a CV nonetheless over there. And the air armament is very substantial. We get 29 Wildcats, 30 Dauntlesses and 10 Avengers. Certainly a dive bomber oriented CV there. So let's go for that. We will of course also get out a couple of destroyers for it to escort it. We'll go for some true destroyers rather than the escorts. I think we'll go... What would be a cheapie? We could get a Nicholas or Farragut. We'd go for a Marne. Not actually a bad shout there. Summers are particularly cheap and so is Benham. We're going to get a Summers and a Benham then. Should... Yeah, just about be in, yeah, definitely affordable there. Excellent. So let's bring that all the way out. And we definitely want now a level 3 port on Milne Bay so that we can recharge our, at least depth charge supplies there over time. So that'll be our mission over here for Milne Bay now. Protect it and upgrade it once again. So we are going to come over here to Cookton and pick up some supplies there. See what's going on over here. Corsair's been attacked. Should be okay to get out of there actually because it is zeros, I'm afraid to say. Let's skip over that very quickly and pick up some cargo from here. Not quite in range just yet, so we'll update on that in a second. Okay, so we didn't actually manage to pick up anything from Cookton because it is absolutely bare. It only has a few thousand troops on there. And that's just because we've been using it and it doesn't actually get resupplied like the Cairns do. So they do have supplies as such over there for us to pick up. So we're going to be doing that. So you can see a scout over here suggesting that there is another sub in the area there. But we are now in range. We should be to unload all of our cargo at Melissa. There we go. And that should be level 3 airfield. Brilliant. Excellent stuff. Let's go all the way back down here. And we'll swap over. And we can swap over some these Benham and Fletcher to go in to help our Warspite group, I think. So we can bring that out already, actually. Make sure we have resupplied on there. I'll just bring that over to do that just in case. Let's do that like so. Rearm. Excellent. Definitely full stock now. they can come out and go on the way to bombard the Shortland Islands, I think, once again. Bring that down to a level 1 or even a 0 airfield, ideally there. So that's going to be the plan for now. Let's carry on. But once again, just as I finished giving you a report on the previous situation, we have another alert coming up. This is with our second group of submarines in the Solomon Sea. Quite northern actually, not too far away from Rabaul. Got some very, very early warning of a large task force over here. We're just going to start turning around. We have upped our scope with the fin back here. Going to turn to face, and we're going to do the same with the haddock as well. Brake, turn around, do that. Scope up as well there. We're going to make sure our radar's on over here. So, what do we have here? It is rather large, isn't it? We have a Nagato in this task force. Oh, they have planes as well. We have roofs about. Oh, I did not see this. We have the return of the Nishin here, which is rather nasty actually. So I think we're going to go for that as well. We're actually, if that's the case, going to down our scopes and go down to 30 meters and turn around so that we don't get spotted by those. Once again, as they will be able to see our reflection in the water there. And what we're going to do is skip ahead to when we are in a firing range and position. Well, something rather interesting has happened here. They appear to know we're here, even though we're 30 meters below the surface and we're at least 8 kilometers away from them, or 7 kilometers now they've started coming towards us. Don't know how they know that at all, because their planes are long gone and their sonar should not be able to detect us from here. We were going fairly quickly, but at 8 kilometers away, shouldn't know about us really. So that's screwed that up completely, unfortunately. So we are just going to retreat out of there and hope for the best in the future, really. So that was just over here. What we can do is come back out and try looking in the tactical view again in the future, but so I've got a feeling we're not going to be able to pick that up anytime soon, unfortunately. What we're going to do then is just pick up some supplies over here. If we manage cargo, going to go for some supplies on the destroyers, going to go for loads of supplies. How much do we actually have sitting on Milne Bay? We're going to need quite a few there. Quite a few indeed, actually. Do we even have enough fuel if we did want to take all of that at one time? Not quite, do we? So that's going to be okay. It's going to take some time to even upgrade that. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Let's just carry on. We'll pick up some supplies, like I say, to begin with, like that. Pick up some fuel. Should be able to get it to a level 1 port anyway by now. But we are going to have to make this our mission over the course of a couple of weeks, I think. Which is rather unfortunate. So it looks like we got the Wasp out just in time to start dealing with that Nishin and Nagato, because that could, I bet it comes down to Milne Bay. Absolutely think it's going to come down to Milne Bay. So we're going to carry on, try and find that again, I think. Righty then, you know I said it might be going towards Milne Bay, that Nagato task force? Well, we predicted it right. It is coming towards Milne Bay now, but you notice we come out with a Wildcat. That's because our Wasp is now in a position to defend Milne Bay, and not a moment too soon. Look at this task force. The Nagato is a massive threat, and of course we do have the Nishin here as well, which we do absolutely need to sink here. So we've got a Myoko and an Alba as well to protect it. There's going to be one nasty task force. We do have a Shimakaze as well. Do want to get rid of that destroyer if possible. So we've also got what appears to be another Yugamo, Kagero, that sort of thing over there, and the same over here as well. Possibly even a Sashia. We're going to leave that then. Can't do anything with one Wildcat there. We're going to mark that. And you know what? I'm going to be rather horrible, and we're going to make one strike on there, and we're going to leave that for today, guys. I think that's going to be the case. We do have some lightnings out, actually. Going to send them. They are armed with rockets, so they had the Endurance of Scouse out for this task force here. That's not a bother at all. We could probably hit the Nishin with that. Let's go. We do have 420 kilometers here. Just want to double check the range. Yeah, our Dauntlesses will definitely be able to make that if we do decide to strike it with that. And I think we certainly will. So let's go in with the the lightning, see if we can pick that up again. We'll ignore that cargo ship for now. We've got more pressing matters for sure here, but we have lost contact with it. Should have kept that Wildcat in place there, really. Ignore that as well. I'm sure that's just a minor task force there. Let's go to tactical quickly. Yep, there we go. That was very, very lucky indeed. It was definitely very lucky. What we're going to do... Do we want to come from the rear or the front? I think really the rear is probably the best way to come. Especially with most of the supply ships in the rear as well. So let's do that. Let's go in very, very quickly. Take off fire at will, just in case we do get jumped by some roofs. Come outside of their AA range there. Target the mission. Increase speed. Go down to rocketing altitude. Come out again. And repeat the process. Like I said previously, there's a rhythm to these things. Very specific rhythm. And we are indeed a dancer. Oh dear. Let's go straight in once again. There we go, that'll do. See if we do get attacked by roofs on our way. And we did see some sorts of fighters out on the strategic map, but they were quite a distance away. Visibility is 47%, which is why we can't see any flak coming out just yet. And we're going to slow down here. Turn around and attack with this group of lightnings from here, I think. You can see they are diving down to a more preferable striking altitude there. Going to come in from here with this group as well. Should be coming into position just about here with this group. Now, really, really hoping for some very, very nice hits on this mission. I want this down in one strike so that we can focus on the rest of the task force with the Wasp and some bow fighters and such. But you never know. You never know your luck. That's not looking too bad. That was very, very nice indeed. Let's group up once again with these. Tell them to retreat straight out of there. Got some decent hits over here by the sounds of it. That's just extra explosions actually. Excellent. We did lose a lightning there though. Unfortunately, just going to pause and group up with that. Oh no, nope, lost two lightnings there. Rather unfortunate. Rather unfortunate there. It's okay, that's okay. One more very nice strike here would be ideal. It's not looking too bad. Not the worst. It went in for a cheeky strafe as well. This guy, he's a veteran of my command here. He knows exactly what I like to see. Oh dear, that's a very nice fire on his rear though. Let's take a report. Heavy and critical flooding. If we waste round, that might well develop. I think we're going to come in for a strafe just to seal the deal there, just to sweeten it up there, I think. Try and get that actually on the bow if possible, just to spread out the damage and make the damage control teams think twice about what they want to counter. Just slow down once again there so we do get more time on targets, and just tell them to attack from here because we're no need to change the positioning there. There we go, only just getting some small arms up, but so you can put some money on losing a lightning here once again, but that's the risk you've got to take. Absolutely the risk you've got to take. Come on. Any extra explosions would be great. More fires though. Cannot complain with that. We did lose all but one lightning. There we go. All of the lightnings in that particular squad. But we can absolutely just sit around now and wait for the fires to develop. So we're just going to stay around in sight range there rather than retreat. And watch this, I think. Where is it? Oh, are we going to get a collision? Are we going to get a cheeky collision? Let's take away the UI. Fat fingered there. Not quite. That's unfortunate. Rather unfortunate there. That should be going down. Fingers crossed. We've waited and we've waited, and this mission appears to have got on top of the fires there. It's in a state of critical damage and heavy flooding. Don't want to risk our lightnings now because we do only have these two in the field here to strafe that. It's not going to do too much, I don't think. Probably should have kept up the pressure while the fires were going, but again, with only 4 lightnings about. I did not want to risk that. So we're going to leave it in that state, unfortunately. And that's all we're going to be doing today, ladies and gentlemen. We will absolutely come back straight on top of that in the next episode, but I think it's gone on long enough. We've sunk a few things today. It's been very, very action-packed, and we still haven't managed to even get anywhere near bombarding the Shortland Islands there. So I'm actually just going to, before I forget, to merge this group over here. Not too close. Launch aircraft, you fool, can't do that. Yeah, going to go straight on up then and bombard the Shortland Islands. Just take 31 hours to get there. And that, once again, will be the goal of our next episode, as well as sinking a few ships from this task force, enough to make them think about coming over to Milne Bay. So, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a massive pleasure presenting to you again today. So I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.